Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. Well, he's an acclaimed singer-songwriter, and he's joining us now ahead of his performance at Liberty Hall on the 15th. Bruce Cockburn, good morning.
Morning to you.
And so I see as we were talking a little bit earlier, you're on a tour bus right now. So you're in the middle of your tour, the 50th anniversary concert, second attempt. I'm guessing your first attempt was in 2020, within 50 years from your first album.
That's a very good guess. That's exactly what it was. We had about 100 shows booked for that year, and all of them, of course, were canceled, as was everything else. So we started last year, actually. 2022 was when the second attempt started. So I guess this is the continuation of the 50th anniversary tour, second attempt. We're engaged in now.
You're working on a new album. What can people expect from that coming up?
It's a typical album of mine in a way. There's a lot of words and guitar. When I started thinking about how to do it, I thought the songs that I have, which are kind of typical songs coming from me, some commentary on what we see around us, some sort of spiritually inclined stuff, and love song stuff. It's a normal mix in that sense for one of my albums, but it just seemed I had a hankering to bring back some of the feel of the albums that I did in the 70s, not literally, but as a kind of influence. And so I think people who are familiar with those albums they'll hear that in this record. If you don't know those albums, of course, it'll just sound like a record of mine that isn't quite the same as the last one.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to check it out. You've gained a new fan after the past couple of days. I've been listening to a lot of your music, and it's been quite enjoyable. I love it.
Well, thank you. Nice to know that.
And on this tour right now that you're going on, what our fans can expect to hear? Like, if they go over to Liberty Hall on Wednesday, what tunes are we expecting?
Well, it'll be, because it's the 50th anniversary tour, so-called. There's a mix of old and new. There'll be some songs from the new album in the show, but also some very old stuff and kind of everything in between. There's a few songs I have that I feel like I have to put in a show because people will be disappointed if they don't get to hear them. Mm-hmm. But there are those songs, and then around that will be this mix of other stuff that I mentioned. So, and it's a solo show. We should point that out too. There's no band on this. It's just me and a couple of guitars.
I think that's almost even better. A little bit more intimate with the performer.
I like it that way. Yeah, I mean, it's fun playing with a band, but it's quite different. I mean, it's, for one thing, it's more forgiving because if I make a mistake, chances are half the audience is listening to the bass player at that moment. So, but it's a little scarier to be by yourself. But as you said, that's correct. The relationship with the audience is more direct and intimate than it is when there's a band. It becomes more of a show with a capital S, kind of, a more of a performance than an experience. When there's a band, and so hopefully what I like is the sense of that we're all kind of sharing around with the music as an excuse. I'm looking forward to being there and to being in Lawrence. I have good memories of hanging out in Lawrence in the past, and it's been a while since I've been there, so I'm excited myself about getting there, and I look forward to sharing my excitement with as many people as possible.
That's great. Yeah, Lawrence is the place to be. Well, I can't wait for your show on Wednesday. Bruce, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a true pleasure. And of course, everybody, you can find Bruce across social media and at brucecockburn.com. And you can see him live in Lawrence at Liberty Hall on Wednesday, February 15th. Bruce, thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been nice talking with you.